Okay, so we'd like to call a few more women in this segment. And first, I called her out her name earlier, Mrs. Reni Folawiyo. Is she here? A round of applause for her as she makes her way upstage.
Mrs. Reni Folawiyo, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Reni Folawiyo. We're going to do your citation, if you just give us a second. A creative visionary, a fashion guru, an entrepreneur who goes against the grain, pushing barriers and pushing the envelope. So we'll just give Bovi a few seconds.
They said to call the presenters. All right.
Okay, so whilst we wait to get your citation, we'll call a few more ladies up on stage. I'd like to call Mrs. Ofovwe Aig-Imoukhuede. A round of applause for her as she makes her way upstage.
Mrs. Ofovwe Aig-Imoukhuede is a lawyer and investor. She's a Nigerian philanthropist, lawyer, and banker with over 30 years of experience. She co-founded the Aig-Imoukhuede Foundation, aiming to transform public service delivery and healthcare in Africa. Her leadership exemplifies a profound commitment to societal advancement and the empowerment of underserved communities.
Thank you very much. And now I have a citation for Mrs. Reni Folawiyo. Apologies, ma'am. Mrs. Reni Folawiyo is a Nigerian lawyer turned fashion entrepreneur, businesswoman, and founder of Alara, West Africa's first fashion, luxury, and lifestyle concept store, which was designed by British-Ghanaian architect David Ajayi. She owns Knock and Knock Garden by Alara to promote African cuisine. She is a creative, making waves in the industry, and a lawyer by academic training. Thank you very much, Mrs. Reni Folawiyo. A round of applause for her. And to present these awards, I'd like to call on Chief Mrs. Toyin Saraki to please come up on stage to help us present these two awards. A round of applause for her as she makes her way upstage. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's keep the energy up. We're almost at the last mile now. We're going to give an opportunity for our wonderful awardees to say a few words or two. And I'd like to start with Mrs. Reni Folawiyo.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to be here amongst a very elite group of people. I thank you all. I thank the Arise team and Prince Nduka Obaigbana for giving me this honor. And I dedicate my honor to the dynamic, creative community that I serve, that I dedicated my life to. They have the power to change the course of our nation and that of the continent. I thank my dear husband, Tunde, who is here tonight, my children, my family, and my friends for the immense support that I've gotten the last 10 years. I appreciate you all. Thank you all and have a good evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank Prince Obaigbana and the Arise team for this honor. I'd like to thank God for everything. To my co-founder, Aig-Imoukhuede, my inspiration, who pushes me all the time, thank you. To the members of the Aig-Imoukhuede Foundation Leadership Council, some of whom are here, I appreciate your support. To my dedicated team who believe in this bold, audacious dream that we can transform the African public sector, thank you very much for all your hard work. To our government partners and to the amazing public servants who make me believe that change is possible, thank you. To my family, to my mother, my inspiring mother, to my siblings and all my children, thank you for your support. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Reni Folawiyo and Mrs. Ofovwe Aig-Imoukhuede. So we'll present the first award, and I think the second one will be brought on stage in a minute. So I'll ask Chief Mrs. Toyin Saraki to please present the first award to Mrs. Reni Folawiyo, center stage and in the light. Thank you very much. A round of applause for them, please. Thank you very much. If you just stay on stage, Mrs. Folawiyo. Next, I'll invite Mrs. Ofovwe Aig-Imoukhuede. Please celebrate her. And I'll just have both of you move forward to the light, please. Thank you. Please, let's keep celebrating them. An amazing duo, making waves in philanthropy, advocacy, and non-profit fields, as well as the creative, fashion, and entrepreneurial fields. Thank you very much, ladies. You are celebrated tonight for being amazing female Amazons, and thank you very much to Chief Mrs. Toyin Saraki for obliging. A round of applause for formidable Amazons.